Hey, bro, we got next game.
Bro, what's going on?
We got this pickup game we're about to get started.
I got a bag full of treats.
Come on, man. Don't nobody want your treats.
Treats? What kind of treats?
Vapes, pills, and drugs.
Whoa, what do you mean?
Don't tell your parents.
Looks like I'm right on time. What's going on here?
There's Sergeant Be Safe. I gotta get a picture.
Oh man, be safe.
Treacherous Tony, we know you're up to no good. What's in that bag right there?
What bag?
Sergeant Be Safe, it's his drugs. He tried to sell it to us. Thanks, big guy, for letting me know. You're welcome. You kids get out of here. Treacherous Tony, drop the bag and come over here.
You'll have to catch me first.
Don't run, or you're gonna get tased.
All right. Taser, taser, taser.
All right. I give up. I won't do it again.
That's right, your drugs will be disposed of. So put your hands up. You're coming with us.
I'm sick of going to jail.
Listen up, kids. Don't use drugs, vapes, or pills. They're not good for you. And that's your tip of the day to get you on your way.
Welcome to Black and Blue, the podcast that's just for you. We bring solutions to everyday problems. We are here to humanize the badge. By interviewing first responders and discussing their trainings, experiences, and publications. Black and Blue airs weekly at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tune in.
Let's go start the show. Good evening. Let me get that off the screen. Full screen. There we go. Thank you guys, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to another episode of Black and Blue, where we go live weekly at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am your host. I'm Coach Clay. I'm your motivational speaker, your empowerment coach, your author, and your favorite baker's favorite baker. And I want to say welcome back. We got a special electrifying show lined up for you tonight. I know we had technical difficulty last week, but we got that all worked out this week. So we're going to have a good show today. All right. So make sure you guys get your questions ready, get your comments ready, and tune in. Some of you guys, look, correction. Some of you guys may know the guests, some of you guys may not, but we're going to learn about both of them. We got two guests today. We're going to learn about both of them and the things that they're doing to impact the community, okay? But like I said, we're streaming on 5 different platforms right now. We're on 1 on LinkedIn, we're on 2 on Facebook, we're on 2 on YouTube. So I don't know which platform you're on. Make sure you hit that like button because likes are free. Tag, like, and share with your friends and family and get this word out, get that message out, okay? But if you have if you're looking for that shout out, you got to put your name and where you're from in the comment section because I can't see who's on here. All right. If you have a question, you also have to put the question in the comment section and we will address it as soon as we can. There's about a 5 to 10 second delay sometimes it's right on point, and we'll get to that as soon as we can. We're going to line them up. I see you got a couple of things in the comment section. I see Seti P's already on here. Gave him a shout out. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you guys tag, like, and share. Hope you guys like that Sergeant Be Safe cartoon commercial. We got plenty more that's going to be aired throughout the process of this live. This is the black and blue. Black and blue is where we highlight individuals, first responders and law enforcement, whether they're rookie, whether they're seasoned, whether they're retiree. And then we talk about their training, their experiences, and their publications. And we're not going to fall short today. All right. So if you're looking for more information on how to humanize the badge, this is your place. If you're looking for more community engagement, this is your platform. If you're looking to see how we interact, how we live, the things that we do, some of our experience, this is our platform. We have wonderful guests on the show many times, some authors, some trainers, some gave us their experiences throughout the course of their first responder and law enforcement profession, and we're not going to stop short there. This platform is sponsored by One Way Publishing. One Way Publishing, you can see a couple of the books I wrote behind me. There's a couple of clients that have their books through One Way Publishing as well. One Way Publishing sponsors the platform. One Way Publishing sponsors Sergeant Be Safe, some of the commercials that you'll see throughout the course of this platform. One Way Publishing, if you ever wanted to write a book, their motto is they could turn a mere thought and turn it into a book that's bought. So whether you wanted to write fiction, nonfiction, autobiography, a cookbook, a children's book, so many different things, they can get it done. Whether you've already started, whether you don't know how to start, they can get it done. Workwithclee.com is the website. Let me get that banner up here. It's the website that you want to go ahead and go for that, and it's scrolling across the bottom. But I know I've said enough. I'm going to let One Way Publishing explain it to you. Stand by.
Publishing. Have you ever wanted to explain something, tell a story, or leave a piece of you behind? Have you ever wanted to write your own book, but not specifically know how to do it? Well, get ready. One Way Publishing's here. We can turn a mere thought into a book that's bought. People need to learn from you. They need to hear that story. Kids need to read that book. Imagine if you wrote your own children's book and get to read it to your kids. Here at One Way Publishing, we can get your fiction, nonfiction, fantasy, instructional, what have you, done. All at a reasonable price and definitely a reasonable time frame. And if you don't believe me, ask Sergeant Be Safe. He's working on his right now. He's definitely writing the best chapter of his life. Make sure you check out his cartoon skits that air on the podcast Black and Blue.
As Sergeant Be Safe said, that's your tip of the day to get you on your way.
And before I forget, Sergeant Be Safe has his own YouTube channel as well. So make sure you guys check that out. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the subscribe to this channel so you get the notification. Hit that bell button so when we go live, you can come right on with us and have those questions ready and be live and entertained for this edutainment while we're getting ready to have just right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, without further ado, I know this is the moments that you've been waiting for. I got a special guest. I met him through, you guys remember, Michael Delaney, who I met through Maurice Hicks. You know, it's a domino effect. One person leads me to another person, leads me to another person, and we're here today, and we're going to learn about a little bit about his experiences, his career, and the guys that we have on here, the 501c3 organization. First and foremost, I'm going to bring him to the stage. We have retired lieutenant of 23 years in law enforcement. He's the founder and director of Jacob's Ladder, a faith-based nonprofit, ladies and gentlemen. And he's also got his chief of staff here, Stephen Quander. But I'm going to bring Jarriel Jordan to the stage first. Jarriel, are you there?
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. Thank you for making yourself available to us. Can you tell us, or I'm sorry, can you introduce your chief of staff? I'm going to bring him to the stage right now.
Absolutely. Bring him to the stage. Here he is, Stephen Quander, the one and only. And if I could introduce him, he's my chief of staff. He's the voice of reason. He keeps me on track, and he means a lot to our program and to our community. He brings a lot of creativity, with his programming, with his qualities, with his motivational speaking, his mindset, his productivity, his positivity. The one and only Stephen Quander.
Outstanding. I appreciate that warm introduction. Yes, I'm Stephen Quander, Chief of Staff of Jacob's Ladder Youth Foundation. Over 20 plus years in the leadership business, ranging from the military all the way to Fortune 500 companies. I currently work as a motivational speaker, dealing directly in leadership, speaking to both youth and adults and leaders throughout the course of many different platforms. So that's my gift to the world. I try to help people expand on their ability to lead themselves as well as others.
Perfect. Thank you, guys. That was a wonderful introduction. Nice to meet both of you. Thank you guys for making yourself available to come to the platform. And as you both know, the first question I'm gonna ask, I don't care who jumps on it. Somebody got to take lead on this question. Tell us a little bit about yourself. You kind of did so in the intro. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into the nonprofit business and helping the youth in the community.
All right. Well, first of all, I'll jump right into the nonprofit, and then I'll just give my background.
Okay.
Founding executive director of the Jacob's Ladder Youth Foundation. And our mission is to reduce the number of juveniles entering and returning to the juvenile justice system.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We really focus and emphasize character building, productive futures. And one thing that we really concentrate and emphasize and pay a lot of attention to is reducing crime. Okay. In Prince George's County. All right. We have a number of different programs that we'll get into throughout the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we really, concentrate our efforts in Prince George's County. All right. Now, Prince George's County, we border Washington, D.C. and Northern Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
For those that don't know, this region is known as the DMV. Okay. Mm-hmm. Prince George's County is known in the home of the one and only Sugar Ray Leonard. All right. Kevin Durant. Lynn Bias, we can go on and on, the talents that come from Prince George's County. I have a lot of passion for Prince George's County.
Mm-hmm.
I've always coached youth sports in Prince George's County. I was a teacher here in Prince George's County, Potomac High School, coached high school basketball, and then went on to the Prince George's County Police Department, where I served 23 years. Had a number of different assignments on the police department, from investigations, from robberies, homicides, narcotics, prostitution.
Mm-hmm.
In 2019, I retired from Prince George's County and just continued on with Jacob's Ladder as my full-time dedicated, job. Okay.
Gotcha.
We started Jacob's Ladder in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
And right now we just clicking on all cylinders. I'm proud of what we're doing for the community. And just what we bring to the community. We stand in the gap and we really just figure out what the community needs are, so we can make sure we're just serving the community properly.
Gotcha. Thank you. And Stephen, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into the nonprofit business and helping the youth in the community?
It's actually an amazing story. I'm also born and raised in Prince George's County. Went to school in every level in Prince George's County. So that all the way from elementary school up to college, where I graduated from the University of Maryland in College Park, which is located in Prince George's County. My journey to Jacob's Ladder was a blessed one. I actually lost my son to cancer about 2 years ago. And during that journey, we ended up receiving so much love and outreach from Mr. Jordan, as well as his wife, Wavitra. And that's how I was kind of brought into the circle. I saw their passion for the youth, which is something that I share as well. And again, like I said, I do a lot of leadership and motivational speaking. And sometimes you see kids and you just want them to be, a little bit better. Sometimes you want a little bit more for them than they want for themselves. And I feel we have a obligation not only to help them, but to pass on our knowledge. And I think a lot of times we miss that opportunity, whether it be, for selfish reasons or, we want to mind our business. We have to kind of keep that village mentality in order to be able to affect that next generation. So again, born and raised in PG County, done a myriad of different things in the county from, like I said, dealing with the military on the ROTC level all the way up to running Fortune 500 companies.
Okay. All right. So both of you come with a great background and a great story and great logic to giving back to the community and communities in which you're very involved in, you grew up in, that you're very that very well. I can agree with that as myself, doing the same thing. And I agree with you guys. It's very important to give back because communities are broken and generational gaps are broken as well, where a lot of experience isn't shared with the younger community. Younger community comes from broken homes, single parent homes, underserved, and they get left behind. And getting left behind, a lot of good kids can get caught up in a system that actually leaves them no choice but to act out. And in acting out, it may feel like they have no hope, no chance at life, and then they just do what they want to do. So I'm pretty sure that, like you said, your company, your nonprofit, Jacob's Ladder, you stand in the gap to actually be a diversion program to get those kids back on track, to give them hope, to give them those mentors. Can you explain a little bit about the process on what kind of kids come through the system, how they get there, and some success stories on how they can become beneficial and fruitful adults?
Right. So the majority of our kids that we receive, they display serious behavioral issues. Okay. A lot of truancy, a lot of suspensions, facing expulsion. A lot of them are either about to return from juvenile detention or have recently returned to from juvenile detention. Okay. So this population that we're dealing with, as you said, Coach, is in need of hope. Okay. And hope is huge. It's huge when when you're just living for now, you're just living for today. You just all you just want to do is get through the day. Make sure you have a meal. Make sure you make it home. So when your mindset is on that immediacy, you don't have the thought process for the future, right? So the consequences and everything else, that's not on your mind. You're trying to get through the moment, right? So with the population of kids that we serve that I described are the ones that we really deal with, right? So when we're dealing with them, we also right now we're really emphasizing and really just trying to figure out ways on how to have their parents involved. Okay. That's huge. Right now, we need more parent involvement. All right. We need for them to be accountable and responsible. We also need to make sure that they have the tools that they need, because you only know what you know. You only know what you've been exposed to, right? And if you know better, you'll do better. So right now, we're trying to make sure that the parents have all the information that they need. We provide the information to the kids when we have them. Okay. So when we have them twice a week for 2 hours. They come from the Department of Juvenile Services. All right. They pull up in the vans. We service them. We take care of them with programs. Right. We give them academic enrichment. Okay. Over the spring and summer, we focused on STEM. Right. And we did that through aviation. We did that through building radioactive cars. All right. This fall, we're going to move into the music technology, where they're going to learn how the sound engineering and the science and the technology of the music. Teach them how to podcast, just like yourself, Coach. So we got some coming, Coach. We're teaching them how to podcast and how to stream. All that technology we're giving them, right? So we're exposing them to new experiences. That hope is going to give them just different educational and career paths. Right. That they can continue. Something different, something non-traditional, right? Hey, Coach, we switch it up a little bit, because right now we're just so traditional. We're doing things the way they used to do it back when we was growing up, coaching in the 70s and the 80s. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing changed, man. The world has changed.
Yeah,
we
it
don't
has.
do it anymore. So we're really getting more involved with them so they can get up out their chair, get up out the seat. We're not lecturing to them. They're hands-on, they're interactive, they're learning. And just, I mean, when Steven comes, he brings just a lot of different ideas. That's why, you know, I mean, it's so important that we can just, you know, pivot, that we can just pivot anything that goes on in the community that needs focus.
Gotcha. Go ahead.
I was going to say one of the things that we're also focusing on in this upcoming semester, I should say, is getting, like he said, getting the parents more involved. But what we're looking at is kind of taking like a two-prong approach. So we got the kids down pat. We got curriculums for them. We got a lot of things going on. But what we've been kind of discussing with each other is looking at it from a standpoint of, all right, we got to look holistically at the total environment. We can when we bring the kids in, we can teach them a trade, but there was something along the lines that was broken, and not only the with the child, but also with the family. So we talked a little bit about, you know, adding some value for the parents, you know, looking at maybe some mental health services, looking at some you know, traditional nutrition services, looking at some of those things that will help the overall household, help the overall family move together to a better direction. So you know, we focus on the kids, but also we're starting to branch out into how do we help the adults as well. Because again, you know, like you said, sometimes the bus comes up, but some parents bring their kids, so they're there for 2 hours. What can we provide for them in those 2 hours to kind of make sure that, hey, they're getting something out of this as well?
Absolutely. So it sounds like you guys aren't sitting on your hands, where you're involved in the community and you're doing things that are forward thinking. Like you said, you're not doing things that are stuck in the 80s and 90s. You're doing things that are relevant till now to get the brains moving, to have them have hope. How do you feel are most of, well, the class sizes or the structured environment? How many juveniles do you normally have at a session?
Anywhere between 8 to 12.
Okay.
Anywhere between 8 to 12. Most of the time it's closer to that 12. When they come, like I said, we did STEM. Steven mentioned trades. Last year we did a lot of, we're going to do trades again this year. Last year we did a lot of introduction to carpentry, electrical, HVAC. So we're going to get back to the trades as well, because we want these kids to develop a skill. And when they leave from us, we want them to have a skill, to have a passion. Steven, he talks real eloquently about your passion. Okay, so we try to introduce them to certain different avenues so they can identify and touch on their passions, right? Because when you do that, that's everything. You know what I mean? So we try to make sure that they understand what their passions are. So that's why we expose them to so many different, you know, career paths, educational paths. So to answer your question, I know I said a lot. It's around 12, give or take. Sometimes a little bit more than that. But it's around 12 when we get together.
Perfect. And so it's a diversionary program to where if they're in the delinquent system, could they actually, I don't know the proper term from state to state, max out or actually do community service on their way out as they're in this program to learn something to better themselves? Well,
to explain it to you, all right, so it's a two-pronged approach. We have our diversion program, and then we have our juvenile reentry program.
Okay.
So our juvenile reentry program is the population I described that comes in the vans from Department of Juvenile Services, either about to get released from detention or recently released from juvenile detention. All right. So that's our juvenile reentry program.
Okay.
Right? So therefore, we're trying to get them those skills and try to give them some successful ways to turn that thing around, to turn their lives around. We have some returning citizens that come in, and they talk to them as well about what they did to successfully turn themselves around, right? So we can reduce that recidivism and increase public safety, okay?
Right.
So that's what we do with the returning citizens. And then our diversion program, that's when the kids are starting to, you know, get suspended. That's when they're starting to be, you know, like, you know, be a little, you know, deviant towards their parents, teachers, that type stuff. So early on, before they start getting criminal charges, before they start getting the juvenile arrests, that's the diversion program. So it's two separate. We put them together, but truly it's two separate. And the ones in the juvenile reentry program, they're court mandated, okay, to report to the Department of Juvenile Services. And we provide programming for the Department of Juvenile Services. So I just want to be clear with us, it's two separate programs.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for explaining that. I know that means a lot, and I know that answers a couple questions that maybe that a couple of the viewers may have, or that I know it totally clarifies the thought process that I had as well. I know from state to state it may be handled differently. So thank you.
And just one other point on this with the juvenile reentry program, we developed that because we wanted, we see the need that we need to be more involved with kids at a younger age.
Yeah. Yep.
Not just high school, not as they transition from high school trying to figure it out. We got to get to them closer to that middle school. So when they get to high school, all right, try to figure out what kind of extracurricular classes they want to take. All right, to help them go where they want to go, right? We wanted to take a little younger. That's why we started a juvenile reentry. Most of the time, reentry is for adults, okay? Because they've been detained and incarcerated and in prison for a long time. Now they need to, reintroduce to society, okay?
Yep.
So we need to take it just a little bit earlier, all right, with everything. With the reentry, with workforce development, with career thinking, right? And experience and exposing to everything. Not wait so long. Let's tap it a little earlier.
Right. And I got to see, I know you sent me a link on one of the news highlights that happened. I wasn't able to actually put it on the platform. I'd like to do so because it's good for the viewers to see. But it just shows the quality of program that you have, and that the kids, the juveniles, seem to be, they want the program. They're involved. They're looking forward to some guidance. They're looking forward to some discipline. They're looking forward to some mentorship, which I know the generations come. I'm deal with it also here in different communities that we serve, that not all kids are quote unquote bad. They're just in situations where they don't know how to navigate it through. And if they had the mentor or someone to guide them through it, of course, that'd be a positive outcome. Would you agree?
So yeah, you touched on a good point. You talked about guidance and you talked about mentorship. And that's the thing that we kind of focus on. The biggest thing that we got to get across to people that, leadership starts with self-leadership. Everything kind of starts with yourself. And as we get the young gentlemen in, we talk to them about that very thing. A lot of them, you'll find that, they're leaders in their own circle. Yeah. Unfortunately, the circle that they're in isn't where, you a positive one. Right. So, a lot of times you can find that innate skill with them, like, all right, look, you got the gift of the gab. Okay, you can get somebody going this way. You can motivate people to do things. And once you help them find their voice in that positive nature, as we talked about earlier, once you help them find their purpose, what is your actual purpose? We talk a lot about that. Really figuring out what it is that you want to do. And because, times change, it's not necessarily like, oh, I'm going to go to, I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to go to college, and then I'm going to be a doctor, and then I'm going to do this. We're looking at now, what problem are you trying to solve? Not necessarily what job do you want to do, but what problem do you want to solve? And when you put it to them that way, their minds kind of open up, their eyes open up, because now they can see a path to the future. All right, I don't necessarily have to be this because my skill set might not lead that way. But there is an opportunity for me to go this way. This might be my purpose. I have a passion for, music. That's where the studio came across. You get a lot of guys that come in, everybody rap these days. But hey, some of them are very good, and they might not be a good rapper, but they might be amazing at production. Right. They might not be amazing at production, but they might be a great sound guy. All right. They might not be great at sound, but they may write amazing lyrics. It's really just figuring out, all right, where's your passion? How can we put that into a space where it becomes productive? You can move forward and make things happen, not only for yourself, but also your community. Because again, like we say, a lot of them got a lot of cachet, man. They got a lot of pull in their own circles. So if we can get them moving in the right direction, we can also affect 10, 20, 30 other people without having to try as hard.
Yeah, residually, that nice. Absolutely. And you're talking about finding a purpose and passion. I like how you said you got the kids involved in STEM because that's like the buzzword that's going around for this generation as well. A lot of traditional things aren't being followed. I don't want to put I can't put any trails or anything out there. I can't list any schools or anything like that. But a lot of things are being followed up on. I had a gentleman on the show who has his own HVAC He owns two companies, and they pay great. And he even offered that, if a student coming out of high school, coming out of college, military, whatever it is, and they're looking to get into some blue collar work, they want to go ahead and get their certificate. He can put them on. He can even partially pay them back on their college tuition for the certificate and go work. Like, he has slots that he can't even fill, and they're paying hand over fist for these blue collar jobs. So to actually learn this at a younger age now, whether you use it or not, you can use these skills personally. You can open up your own LLC or be an entrepreneur. So many different avenues that you can use this that fall back on until you actually find what your purpose is and what you really want to do with the remainder of your life.
Absolutely. And all those trades help you sustain your life, right?
Mm-hmm.
And those trades don't get you into a lot of college debt. Okay.
Exactly.
Now I'm a strong proponent of education, but we believe in exposing and introducing our folks, our kids, our participants, just to a variety of different experiences, so they can really know what's out there.
Yep.
Okay? Society will leave you fooled. Okay. So everything we're doing, we're not only are we doing this for the good of the kid, we're really trying to work on reducing this wealth gap. Okay, this educational gap, all these societal gaps, right? Because society will make you think, why would you put all these resources, all this money, this time, this energy, this effort into a group of juveniles that's coming home from being detained?
Yeah.
Society would have you say those resources, the money, the effort, the resources, the energy, the manpower should go to college-bound kids, to go to kids that's going to go to college because they're going to do something with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're going to say that the folks they're dealing with, they're going to waste time, money, resources, energy. They're going to go down the line and say they shouldn't receive that. Yeah. That's why we have this. That's why we have the wealth gap. Okay. That's why we have the wealth gap, because the money and the time and the resources and all that's not divided properly. Okay. It needs to even go to those that need the most help. All right. Like I said, when we first came on, we stand in the gap. We have a lot of passion about standing in this gap. We're going to keep on standing in this gap. Every time we get some resources, this is where it's going.
One of the things that we actually teach to the young men when they come in, we have a whole curriculum around investment, financial literacy and investment. That's one of the things that I actually teach personally, because I have some experience in that realm. And it's one of those things. It's not hard. It's not hard to teach, and it's not hard to understand. It just sounds complicated. So as we take the time and we start to teach them, all right, this is what you're looking for. All right, this is a profit and loss statement. All right, this is a ticker symbol. All right, this is what we got going on over here. They have the minds for it, because again, some of our youth, they're in businesses and they're doing well in these businesses where they can't even advertise. Yeah. So you give them a skill or opportunity to be in a place where they can use those brilliant minds to the fullest and be able to, one, talk about it, two, advertise it in a good manner. It solves a lot of problems because, again, the wealth gap, is the biggest problem. Again, people have needs, they have wants. And when they can't find a legitimate way to realize those needs and wants, that's when we go down the wrong path. So we definitely teach that. That's one of our curriculums. And we find that it's one of our favorite curriculums. Once you get to talking to them about, all right, this is a Fortune 500 company. All right, this is their profit and loss statement. All right, here we go. We're looking at their 10Q, their 10K. All right, you can break this down for the numbers here. All right, look, you can make, X amount of dollars by purchasing this stock and letting it sit. I'm getting passionate because that's my bag. But once we go down that road, we find that they pick it up very well. And they find a way to, like I say, legitimately make some money.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You can see the passion coming through. I appreciate that. And Mikey D is on here. He said, brothers talking the truth, giving you a shout out. Absolutely.
Shout out to Mikey D.
Former guest on the show. Yeah, but ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're going to pause for the calls. We have an enlightening conversation, but Sergeant Be Safe got a few words that he's going to say, and then we're going to jump right back into it. So stand by.
Captain Chaos, did you mess up another report again?
Sorry, Sergeant Be Safe. I'll try to be more careful.
What in the world was that? Whoa, look out the window, Captain Chaos. There's a real live superhero.
We have to meet them, Sergeant Be Safe. Let's go.
There's Supercrime Buster to the rescue.
Hey, there's Super Crime Buster! Woohoo! Hey, you're the greatest, Super Crime Buster. Yeah, we know Super Crime Buster's out there. We're actually on the way, but we keep getting phone calls. Excuse me, Super Crime Buster. I'm Sergeant Be Safe, and this is my partner, Captain Chaos. We'd like to thank you for your incredible bravery.
Yeah, you're amazing. We're big fans.
Wait, you are the police officers, but not the superheroes?
No, we're just ordinary officers doing our duty.
But we may not have superpowers, but we're heroes in our own way.
You're right! The heroes don't always wear capes or possess superhuman abilities. It's the everyday heroes like you who make a difference.
Thank you, Super Crime Buster, for that reminder. You are absolutely 100% correct. To all the first responders and law enforcement officers, take it from me and Captain Chaos. We applaud you. We know you do a thankless job and are highly needed. You are a superhero in your own right. Keep up the good work in these perilous times because you are needed. Wouldn't you agree, Kraken? And that's your tip of the day to get you on your way.
And we're jumping right back into the interview, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Hope you like that. That was made by One Way Publishing and a lot of voiceovers from local law enforcement and local family members here in the central Pennsylvania area. So make sure you guys give them the love. If you recognize any of those names, if you don't, make sure you give them the love because they donate a lot of their time. But we're jumping right back in here. We got Jarriel Jordan Sr. and Stephen Quander with Jacob's Ladder, their organization, their 501c3 that is bridging the gap, that is bringing the youth back to the community in a positive light. How do you guys believe that the community is affected? Your community that you guys are directly involved in, do they appreciate the program? Are they involved in the program? I know that you guys mentioned that there's parents are needed, but parents get involved for as far as mental health things, behavioral things, or things like that. Can you guys elaborate on that a little more?
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely we're a grassroots organization, grassroots 501, and well received, extremely well received in Prince George's County.
Nice.
And in the DMV. I keep saying Prince George's County because that's where we're based, but
Right.
we do some work in DC as well. I mean, they're in their youth detention center. So we're well received. Okay, very well respected. I think over this summer we may have had all the major media outlets just come through.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, to take a peek to see what we were doing, interview some of the kids, interview some of our volunteers and sponsors and board members and all that good stuff. So yeah, I mean, we're very well received. A lot of folks want to get involved, not only through sponsorship, but with volunteerism, and coming in with their skills and instructing classes and providing all kind of resources, food, snacks, just whatever it takes to get the job done. So it's all hands on deck. I mean, we're the ones, with the name Jacob's Ladder that's guiding the ship, but we have a lot of support. We have a ton of support. We couldn't do it without the support that we had.
Nice.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm firsthand. I came through the community. I saw what they were doing. I saw what Jarriel was doing, and it was one of those things where it was like, all right, I got to be involved. This is a good cause. This is what's needed. You want to get in, help, and guide. And again, like you said, a lot of the guys and gals that lead the classes, it's volunteer work. You know what I mean? We get paid for that. We come out, we got a skill, and we teach because it's needed.
Mm-hmm.
And that not only that, we got a lot of law enforcement that comes through, both retired and still active.
Mm-hmm.
And it says a lot for the population that we deal with because it can be some separatism, and so it can be a little stress between the population that we deal with, the young men that's been in trouble with law enforcement. But the guys that we have are just like Mikey D, okay, just like you mentioned, Maurice Hicks, the one and only. I mean, when we deal with folks like that come through, it comes from the heart. So the kids, they don't mind the background, the experience, what you do, what you used to do. They can see it from the heart, and they can understand you're here for them. So that makes all the difference in the world.
I believe that. Yeah. Yeah, it's making a difference in the world, giving back to the community. If anyone's watching, if they wanted to get involved somehow, how would they go about doing that? Or how would they be able to reach out and contact you if they wanted to be a volunteer or be a sponsor or anything like that?
Right. Well, our email is on the bottom of the screen, scrolling across the bottom of the screen, jacobsladderyouth.org. And all of our social media, okay, is Jacob's Ladder Youth, okay? That's all of our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. So they could just send a message, okay, and just tell us out, just whatever we can do together. Let's make it happen. That's what a community is. That's what community looks like. And even when I talk to our business leaders and business owners, I mean, you can offer our kids some internships, some apprenticeships, summer jobs. I mean, whatever you can do. It's not always about stroking a check. I mean, we're taken care of. I mean, God has been good to us. I mean, we're doing God's work. We're on our assignment. So don't get this wrong. It's just not me and Steven up here talking about this thing. All right. We are on our post. Okay. This is our assignment right now in life. So we're doing it. We're advancing this kingdom and it's coming back. I mean, 20-fold. So, we're doing the work. And again, I'm just so glad what our organization is doing in the community.
Yeah, you can see the passion coming through for both of you, the way you guys speak and how your guys are dedicated. And it means it's a big deal. It means a lot. Let me give you a scenario, or not scenario, just a hypothetical. Let's just say me. I'm going to put myself, say I'm a juvenile all over again. And I'm coming through worst case scenario. I've got some pretty serious charges coming down. Court mandated to go through your organization, Jacob's Ladder. And originally, I don't want anything to do with any of you guys. I don't want to be here. I know I have to be here just to go through the motions, but I don't want to be here at all. Can you guide me through, hypothetically, to get me through the steps on, the first introduction all the way through maybe some sort of class or whatever, to where you can actually see the tides turn and like, wow, I'm receptive and this is necessary, and turn out to be the best success story or something close to along those lines.
So I'll start it off and let Steven take it.
Okay.
From there. So when they first come through, let's just say Department of Juvenile Services yourself, Coach Clee, when you were 16 years old, right? They come coach, 16 years old, been in a little trouble coming through the Department of Juvenile Services. So I talked to the Department of Juvenile Services. They say we have a young man named Clee, 16, got in a little trouble. He's going to start coming through the program Tuesdays and Thursdays. And pretty much I just say, all right, good to go. Just bring him through. I don't even know what Clee has gotten into. Okay, that's nothing. I don't even get into that stuff. I'm gonna meet Clee where Clee is.
Gotcha.
To the facility. All right. So here comes Coach Clee. All right, Coach Clee, 16 years old. Later on down the road, he's gonna be a law enforcement specialist. Right? So I'm talking to Coach Clee. I'm saying, hey Clee, look. So look, I could care less what you got into. All right. Here's a bag of food. We feed them when they come through. Let's talk. Let's get to know each other. And tell me what you want to do. All right. Tell me. First of all, tell me what you like doing. Okay. Just open up. I care less what it is. What you like doing, Clee. And then you're gonna tell me what you like doing, no matter what it is. It might be sports. You might like stuff with your hands. You're 16 years old. You haven't really been exposed to a lot of positive stuff because of your household situation, your environment in the neighborhood, all that. Right.
Right.
All right. Well, Clee, look, you're here. You're gonna be here for the next, 3 months, Clee. All right, we're gonna expose you to what we're gonna expose you to. But Clee, look, we want you to be included in this. All right. I need to know what you want. Tell me what you want. And I'm gonna say, Clee, hold me accountable. So if you say, well, look, I want to be exposed to carpentry. I see you got the music studio over there. I want to learn how to, make some beats. All right. I want to learn how to enhance some music sounds. I'm gonna say, okay, Clee, I'm gonna bring a carpenter in here, a certified carpenter. They're gonna teach you how to frame, drywall, paint, mud, sand, do all that good stuff. All right. And then, Clee, next month, I'm gonna start this music engineering session just for you, Clee. All right, and have everybody else jump in. All right. Okay. Do the music engineering, but Clee, I'm doing this for you. Now I told you to hold me accountable. I'm gonna hold you accountable, right? Okay. If we do this, you gotta come every session. You gotta work. You have to be involved. You can't have any negative law enforcement contact. In school, Clee, you're gonna keep these grades up. All right. Okay. And not only that, I'm ready to take you down the hall. You talk to Mr. Quander. Okay. He's gonna hook you up with a mentor that you're gonna be in touch with. All right. At least this week. Mr. Quander gonna get you a game plan, get you a checklist. We're gonna make sure you stay on track. Hey, Clee, you good with this? Because you came to me and you said you wanted me to give you some exposure. I'm gonna do this, Clee. All right. Now this is what I'm gonna do for you. You got a problem. That's what you're gonna do for me. All right. I'm gonna take this, and Stephen gonna talk to him.
All right, I like it.
All right, so then once they get to me, it's a little bit more fact finding. So again, we kind of figured out high level what it is they said they want to do. This way it gets a little bit deeper. I start to try to introduce them into a world that they may not know of, fields that they may not know about, things that they may not have ever seen. And really, I take the time to talk to them about what's going on. It's funny because I'm a little bit younger, so I got the Jordans on, I got the whole Nike fit on, I got all those things that they kind of identify with. So as they come in and they see me, they're like, oh, all right, you got this going on, you got that going on, and then we talk about how did we get here? How did we get to this particular part? And again, once you get a chance to talk to them, that's when we can figure out, all right, who would be the best mentor for you? What would be the best person to be able to build a relationship with you that can be long lasting? Because again, even once they leave the program, like you say, we have returning citizens. A lot of that is because the relationships that they establish with their mentors, that mentor-mentee relationship. So now that they have that, all right, I may be learning a trade this way. I may have gotten into, barber school. Now I'm a celebrity barber out here on Instagram, charging us $100 to do my beard. Like, that's crazy, but that's what happens. Right. So it's really that. It's a lot of, I'd say, listening. And not as much talking, because again, they've already gotten to a space in life where they've been talked to and talked at a lot, and they're really looking for somebody to listen to them and figure out, hey, what is it that you really want? What are you really interested in? And if you aren't interested in anything yet, how can we figure out what your interests are?
That's how you get their buy-in, Coach. Right now, we need to get the kids buy-in. We need to, like Stephen said, we need to do less talking, more listening. We need to hear what they want. I think a lot of times we get caught in that. It has to be our way. We're the adult. Yeah. The oldest. This is what you're going to do. Yeah. Times change. We need to get their buy-in. We need to hear what they want. I mean, things have changed. It's not as traditional as it used to be. Okay. When we talk to them, we want them to be unapologetically them, all right? But when we say that to them, they got to have good character. I mean, they got to come from a good place. Right. You can't come from a bad place and try to be unapologetic. That ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna work that way, right? We are about full accountability, all right? You're all gonna be accountable for your actions, all right? No, we're not ducking nothing, okay? We're not ducking anything, all right? We don't play the victim game, and ain't nobody in here gonna be the victims. That stuff is done. All right, you're gonna man up. You're gonna be accountable for your behaviors. Okay, all right. But again, we do less talking, more listening, getting more buy-in. Things have changed. I'm telling you right now, it's a generational gap. We talk about wealth gap. Yeah. Generational gap going on. And we gotta understand that we might be the ones that need to change, not them. We might need to change because the world has changed.
Right. Good point.
I was gonna say it's an interesting space because I sit right in the middle. I sit right in between. So like I got some of those old school, but I also have some of the new school, and I understand kind of where they're coming from, and I see the changes. Jay and I, we sit back sometimes, and I might hit them with the, hey, did you see this particular new thing is coming down the pipe? All right, this is what they got going on. We got We now have AI out here. Are you using this particular thing to work this particular way? Have you seen the article that they just wrote on universal basic income, where that could be a problem, man? They say they're going to do XYZ down here. So it's one of those things where it allows us to, again, meet them kind of where they are. And then like it allows me to be able to, I say translate sometimes. It's like, all right, cool. I hear that we here and we want to put them, in this particular box, but they operate in a circle over here. It's different. So let's figure out how we meet in the middle.
That's right.
Gotcha. Got a couple comments here on the table. Got Harold Black Boy Black saying accountability is the key. Absolutely. Got Gregory Archbold on here saying preach. Yeah, we in church right now. Absolutely. We learning. We getting it done. Yes, we are. Let me ask you guys this. I hate to ask this question. I love this question, but I hate to ask it this way because there's no finite goal. Let's just say the end game goal, the highest you can make it, where do you visualize Jacob's Ladder to be in about 3 to 5 years and 10 years, best case scenario? I know you make a goal to set another goal, but in hypothetical world, if you could set the highest goal and accomplish it, what would that be? What does that look like?
Well, right now, you've been talking to the board of directors. I know Harold Black Boy Black just chimed in. He comes, he helps us out. He's another law enforcement officer that comes through, on a regular basis, if not every session. With Mike Delaney, Stephen Quanda, just everybody with us. The long-term goal right now is to open up our own school. Okay, so we're in the process, the very, very early stages of submitting an application to the state of Maryland to become certified higher secondary certified school for the state of Maryland. Okay. With that being said, it's a homeschool curriculum. Okay, but again, we want to have our own school to teach trades. We definitely traditional education. Right? Also to teach trades. Again, the STEM certifications, and then into even the technology part as far as coding and cybersecurity and all the good stuff. But we want to be able not to only expose them to it, but to get them certified. We want to have the abilities to have them certified. So therefore, the next step is a career, it's a job leading into entrepreneurship. So to answer your question, Coach, it's a school right here on our property. We have our own facility. We have space now, but I would like to build a dedicated school just for this. So we might even have the Jacob's Ladder Youth Foundation campus. Hey, look, hey, so please, the long term goal, and to answer your question, is our own school.
Gotcha. Yeah. And Tommy Boone, I'm proud to be a part of Jacob's Ladder. There you go.
I didn't know all the guys were out there. I couldn't see them. Shout out to everybody.
Yeah, like I said, I don't see who's on here until they post a comment, and then once the comment's on there, then I can see it. I got Mikey D on here. We've also seen past participants return and speak with the mentor and mentor new participants.
Yeah, those are ambassadors. They come back and they've recently gone through our program, and again, success stories. Now they graduate from high school, have jobs. And they come talk to the current participants and just tell them how to successfully transition and get through this. Okay, and those past participants had some serious charges. Serious charges. So it's always good to see them come back. They keep in touch with us all the time. And whenever we get back, whenever we come together for a serious forum, they'll come and they'll get it together, man. We're starting. One thing I forgot to say, we're starting an aviation program.
Oh, wow.
Which is incredible. And over the summer, we went to Fort Belvoir. That's here, North Virginia. We're going to take the program inside of Friendly High School, which is close here to where we are next week. And then we're going to even have the community kids, start joining us. We're going to have some kind of, trainer. It's a aviation trainer. I can't explain all this. It gets real technical. U.S. Army is coming in and they're going to explain. They're going to set all this stuff up. Steven probably knows what it is. And all I do, all I do is try to get it in. Everybody else knows what it is. All right. And I'm good with it, Coach.
Right. So just to touch on it a little bit, they'll be coming in to set up essentially a flight simulator.
Yes.
And the flight simulator will allow them to essentially serve in both roles as pilot and navigator, and again give them an opportunity to learn both of those skills.
Okay. Hey, I'm gonna tell you that I'm not a kid. I'm not a juvenile. I was in the Army. I was a parachute rigger. I did a pack and jump out of airplanes. I never flew them. But I mean, if there's a spot open for an old man that can jump in that simulator, let me know. I'll come down.
Outstanding. We'll let you know.
I appreciate that. But a serious comment on the floor from Gregory Archbold. He said he's not in Maryland, but he wants to know if he can help out.
Absolutely, he can. If Mr. Archbold could shoot me an email on the email scrolling at the bottom, jacobsladderyouth.org, that'd be great. And I'll get back with you and we'll set something up. But absolutely, you can assist.
Absolutely. There we go. Making connections, always a good thing. I love when things come together on the platform. And I'm gonna ask you that question too, Stephen. End game goal, 3 to 5 years, maybe 10-year, with Jacob's Ladder. Where do you see the vision, the perfect goal to achieve from your point?
So the crazy thing is, I'm not a huge believer in goals. I'm also like to set objectives. Okay. So again, the objective is to elevate the youth in the community. And allow for them to re-enter society and be productive citizens. So from a objective standpoint, we want to touch as many lives as possible. What that looks like, we don't know. It continues to grow as we grow the organization and also grow our connections. That allows for different things. Of course, right now we're leading towards the school. We're leading towards getting the certification. But if I can say, even larger than that, it might be more than one campus. We might have Jacobs Youth, Prince George's campus, but we also might have a Howard County campus. We might have a Pennsylvania campus. You never know as we go. But again, if you stick with your objective and push towards that, everything else will come behind it.
Perfect. I like both answers. Thank you for clarifying that. I think someone asked me, they're not on the platform. I was hoping they were. Is your organization, is it for males and female juveniles, or is it strictly for males?
No, it's for both.
Okay.
The majority that come through are males. We have females that come through, but we also partner with female organizations.
Of course.
So the partnership that we have, brings females as well.
Okay.
So that partnership is something that we value as well. Even the guys that chimed in, even with the organizations and the employment, whatever kind of partnerships they have, we also always ask, how can we tap into your networks? Because that's what you need.
Yeah. Like you said, it takes a community. Absolutely. Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're going to pause for the calls one more time with Sergeant Be Safe, and we're going to come right back in here. So get your questions ready. Make sure you guys get your comments ready while we continue on this interview, but stand by.
Settle down, class.
Sergeant Be Safe and Captain Chaos are here!
Hooray! I'm just here to educate and keep people safe. Hello, Maya. We heard that there were some safety concerns in this classroom.
And I thought it would be a great chance to showcase my superhero skills.
Thank you for joining us, Sergeant Be Safe and Captain Chaos. We've been discussing school safety and the importance of education.
Absolutely, Miss Gaynor. Safety and education go hand in hand. Let's start by talking about school safety.
And remember, kids, safety doesn't have to be boring. We can make it fun and exciting.
For instance, take a look at this example, Maya. We're always told to walk in the hallways and not run.
Yes, Sergeant Be Safe. We learned that running can lead to accidents.
But what if we could run safely, like superheroes? That would be awesome.
That's right, Captain Chaos. We can use our imagination, but we must always prioritize safety.
Thank you for emphasizing the importance of safety, Sergeant Be Safe and Captain Chaos. Now, let's talk about the importance of education.
Education is its own superpower, Maya. It opens the door to endless possibilities.
And with knowledge, you can conquer any challenge that comes your way.
I want to learn everything and become a superhero like you, Sergeant Be Safe and Captain Chaos.
You absolutely can, Maya. Remember, education is the key to unlocking your true potential.
And remember, even superheroes never stop learning. We're always discovering new things.
Thank you, Sergeant Be Safe and Captain Chaos, for reminding us of the importance of safety and education.
It's our pleasure, Mrs. Gaynor. And remember, kids, stay safe, keep learning, and you too will be unstoppable.
And don't forget to have a little fun along the way.
And that's your tip of the day to get you on your way.
And there it is, another Certain Be Safe cartoon commercial. Hope you guys liked it. A lot of fun. Shout out to I said I wouldn't say any names while we're live. I'm trying to shout out to the female's voice. Was very nervous on doing that while they did their part. So shout out to you. We're jumping back into this interview. Jarriel Jordan Sr. and Stephen Quander with Jacob's Ladder. And we had a wonderful conversation. We learned a lot of things. If you feel the need to reach out, to donate, to support, to give back to our youth, it does take a community. Please reach out to them. The website and the email scrolling below where you can reach out to them, ask them whatever questions you need. You can also reach out in the comment section, ask your question, especially right now while we're live, and we'll get that thing situated. But right now, I'm going to give the platform to both of you. Is there anything else through the course of conversation that I may have forgot to ask or may have jogged your memory that you guys want to touch on? Right now, the floor is yours.
Go ahead, Steve.
Oh, sorry, I was going to let you jump in first. But as far as things that we touched on, I would say, or didn't touch on, I would say no. Again, what I would like to reiterate is just, our mission. Our mission is to help youth, again, get back on the right path, enter into society, and be productive. So if we can leave y'all with anything, it would be that. And again, at the bottom of the screen, jacobsladderyouth.org. Feel free, look it up, reach out, contact us, and we'd love to do something with you.
Perfect. And floor is yours as well, Jarrell.
Yeah, I would just say, just one thing that we really emphasize as well is expectations. Just, raising the bar on our own expectations, the expectations of the youth in the community. We have high expectations for our participants when they come into the program. And one thing that we emphasize, we really want them to learn how to win, right? It's contagious. So, that taste of winning is something else. And we want our participants, our families, our communities to win. We want to see them win. I love seeing people be successful, okay? And especially when they come into our space, win. That's what we want. We want winners. We want you to develop a winning mentality. We want you to, it's like Deion Sanders. When Deion come out on that field, Coach Prime, he wants to win, all right? So once you get that taste, once you develop that mentality, once you learn and understand how to win, let's just keep building. Let's keep doing it. I mean, so many of our people are just in a frustrated state. Everything is fragile. Anything could just make the whole system go haywire. Let's win. That's what we're going to do. We're winners. So we want to instill that mentality. Win. Hey, Coach Creed, we're here to win.
We're here to win. One of Deion Sanders' favorite quotes, if you look good, you feel good. If you feel good, you play good. If you play good, you get good. And I remember hearing that in high school. And I was like, man, I mean, that just gives you, hearing it gives you that buzz. And you just automatically want to win. And I'm coming from a sports background, right. And you talk about learning how to win and winning's contagious. I know when you win a big game or a little game, you get that self-esteem, you get that buzz, you get that high. It feels good, and you want it again and again and again. After you go after it, you become more successful, And like building with our kids and our juvenile, like it builds that self-esteem, and that's necessary because building that self-esteem builds that whole person. Building that whole person becomes successful. Like, okay, I have opportunities to go this way. I have opportunities to go this way. Let me go out my comfort zone. Let me go out on a limb and get that piece of fruit so I can eat that piece of fruit. And then, the seeds are dropping. I'm planting other seeds. I'm spreading out, and I'm giving back to the community myself as I get older. It's a cyclic cycle. It's wonderful. I love the fact that you just wrapped it up in three in a word with 3 letters. Win.
That's it. Win. That's it. And again, Steven talks about finding your passion, and then I don't want to be till 9 o'clock tonight. But again, winning. Once you find your passion, okay, that's how you start to develop how to win. I mean, that's your that's your lane.
Yep.
That's your passion is your lane. So once you get in your lane, can't nobody stop you.
Yeah.
Hey, Coach Clee, can't nobody do this podcast and those cartoons like you do these podcasts. Can't nobody do it like Coach Clee. This is your lane, brother.
Appreciate it.
Hey, man, so once you get your passion, you get in your lane, can't nobody, man, you winning. You're going to win. You're going to win. You're going to stop getting in trouble. Your grade's going to increase. All right? The family's going to stop being so frustrated and arguing and fighting all up inside the house. This is how you get wins. Just like you said, small wins, big wins. Let's get some small wins. Let's get this momentum.
Yep.
And then we're going to get these big wins. We're going to get the big wins. Jacob Black going to get the big wins.
I believe it. I'm excited. I'm looking to watch you guys flourish, man. I appreciate it.
Likewise, this is a great opportunity. I appreciate the time, the platform, just everything. Appreciate Mikey B for the connection, the relationship. I mean, everybody that came on from the board of directors. I mean, Harold Black Boy Black, Tommy Boone, I saw out there. You mentioned Maurice Hicks. He means a lot to me. I'm glad Steven was available this evening. He's a busy man, so I'm glad we got all this together. I appreciate all the comments. This means a lot to me. I don't take anything. I don't take nothing lightly when it comes down to Jacob's Ladder. Okay, so I'm very grateful. Have a lot of gratitude, and truly thankful for everything. That's just how I am. I'm just so humble. So thank you for this opportunity.
Absolutely, yes. Having you guys both on the show, I feel your energy. Like I mean it when I said that watching you guys flourish and be successful, because it's important. It's giving back and it's helping out the community. I love having you guys on the platform, making connections with former guests on the show, Gregory Archbold, all the way up in northern America, and you guys making it in Maryland and making the connection. And I know good things are going to come from that. I see Seti is on here talking about how much of the amazing show. He loved everything he heard. Shayla's talk on here. She loved the conversation too. I appreciate everyone on here. I appreciate the support on Black and Blue. We're going to keep that thing moving forward. We're going to keep on bringing you good entertainment and education, because when you put those two things together, you get wonderful wins. I like that.
Love it. Let's do it again, Coach.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for coming on. I'm not going to monopolize your time. I'm going to cut out of here momentarily. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm Coach Clee. I'm your host. I'm the host of Black and Blue. We air weekly at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And when we do, we have a special guest on the program, whether in law enforcement or a first responder, whether they're rookie, seasoned, or retiree. And we talk about their trainings, their experiences, and publications. And we don't fall short from that, just like we did today. So make sure you guys tag, like, and share. Be safe, be kind to each other, and we're going to hit you again. We're going to kick off next month with a whole new lineup. I can't wait to jump right into it. I want to tell you guys about it right now, but I can't do it right now because I got to keep you on the edge of your seat and have you coming back. So make sure you guys support the show and come back on. Peace. We love you. 10-4, over and out.
Ooh, look at all the pretty butterflies in the sky. I guess I'll just cross the street here.
Oh, good. Light's green. I'm glad I can go. Oh my gosh, watch out.
Sergeant, be safe, be small, baby. Megan, watch out for that car. I got you.
Oh, geez. I didn't even see that car coming.
Oh my gosh, are you two okay?
Yes, we're okay. Megan, you have to do a better job paying attention.
I just wanted to cross the street.
I didn't see you walking there.
Megan, you just can't cross in the middle of the street. You have to go to the intersections and use the proper crosswalks. Wait for traffic to clear and then go. If you don't follow these simple directions, you could get a ticket for jaywalking, or worse, be hit by a car and seriously injured.
I'll be more careful from now on. Ooh! Look at the other butterfly!
Oh my goodness.
Sergeant Be Safe, you are the best.
This is very true. Thank you very much. I did have to turn on supersonic beast mode to jump and get Megan out of the way. Remember, folks, look both ways before crossing the street and wait till the intersection's clear and cross at the crosswalks. And that's your tip of the day to get you on your way.